Hello and welcome back to the FIRL channel, the best place for long-term stock investors. Today we have John Sun from Not an Analyst prior to this. And, we're going to discuss about a very interesting company called Hartalega. So what we're going to cover is its business model, its financial status, a little bit about the management, and a little bit about valuations. And as a disclaimer, we do own there's only one stock. Yeah, we do own Hartalega. I know some of you are struggling to build your 6 to 7 figure portfolio, but don't know where to start. We're going to help you through our FIRL Investing Masterclass. You can find the registration in the comment section below. And in this masterclass, we're going to show you a concise but step-by-step manner. So don't be afraid if you're a newbie, just come and have fun. So John, Hartalega, blue color, right?
Yes.
So what do they do?
Well, I don't think this company needs much of an introduction. I think everyone should know during the glove craze, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is basically they just make gloves for the healthcare industry. And not only that, they also made for there's also the food industry and also the manufacturing industry and whatnot.
Okay, so to a layman, what would I use to tell a difference between, let's just say, Top Glove or Hartalega? What specialty are they in actually?
Right. So Hartalega, what are their main product is they made this thing called nitrile gloves.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's more like a synthetic kind of latex glove.
Okay.
Whereas for Top Glove, they are pretty much diverse in their product portfolio.
Okay.
So they have latex, they have nitrile, they have a little bit of vinyl, if I'm not mistaken the name.
I think Top Glove has almost everything under the sun, but I think Harta's focus in the beginning was mainly nitrile,
Nitrile,
right?
yes, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
so they are the leader in terms of making the most nitrile gloves right now.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's move on to who started the business, John.
Right. So Hartalega is founded by the Kwan family. Right, so there is these 3 main person that you want to take note of. The first one is definitely the founder himself, which is Mr. Kwan Kam Hon, and then alongside with his sons, Mr. Kwan Man King and Mr. Kwan Man Leong. So Mr. Kwan Man Leong, his sons are basically the CEO and also the chief business officer of the company. Yeah, and from what we have heard about the management, it is that the employees actually really love working in the company in Hartalega because of how the management actually treats them. It actually feels home, like a second home for them to live in. Yeah, and it's actually something really very different in the glove industry.
Great.
Yeah, you don't really see this kind of treatment in anywhere else.
Great. Yeah. So as a business, have they done well or done poorly?
All right. So let me show you a little bit about their quarterlies for the past, let's say, 5 quarters. So if you can see the blue color bar, which is their revenue, initially in quarter 3 2021 to quarter 4 2021, their revenue actually didn't really increase a lot. That's actually have to do with the production interruption and also the shipping problem that they have been facing because of the global shortage of the container. Right, and then, but surprisingly, after that, in their latest quarter, revenue start to shot up once everything is like settled off.
I see.
And why are they so different and so good in comparison with the other big 3, which is I'm going to show you later, the Top Glove, Supermax, and Corsan? Is if you notice, what do you see in this chart? Top Glove's revenue has been like dropping very tremendously over the past few quarters, and not only Top Glove, actually Supermax as well, although not as an aggressive drop as Top Glove. But this is actually because of their, I'm not sure if you know this, Top Glove and Supermax, they have this thing called the spot rates, spot orders.
I see.
Yeah, so whereas for Hartalega, it's more towards like a contract-based kind of business.
So it's more recurring.
Yeah, it's more recurring, and also it's more towards like, I would say they are actually taking a consideration for their customers. They didn't really like straight away say, hey, let me charge you 2 times extra more than what we usually charge you. Yeah, so it's actually like kind of like building the customer relationship with their customers.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and as for Kosan, it is also not really doing. It's increasing, but
Flattish lah.
Flattish, yeah. It's not really that impressive anymore as previous. Okay, guys, before we move on, if you need another opinion on your stock analysis, you can actually email your research to us. And please make sure that the research it is presented in the Google Doc or in Google Sheet format. And don't just send us the financials about the company. Please tell us more about their business, how you understand it, as well as the valuation of the company.
So what makes them so special? Is it because they're blue color?
One of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is because I want to share a little bit about their share price at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, right, their share price right now, it is actually similar to pre-COVID level, which is back to about 5 ringgit and 80 plus cents. And the difference between then and now is that their money, their retained earnings has been actually doubled or tripled already as compared to previous.
I remember one quarter they had like cash of 2 billion or something.
Yeah, net cash of 2 billion. As compared to pre-COVID times, where they don't even have these billions of net cash position. So you can imagine.
Yeah.
And then another thing I want to highlight is, I think this is very obvious. Everyone know that the average selling price of glove is actually dropping. And it is actually, that's actually a fact already. It's true, it's what is happening right now. But I want you to pay attention to not only the average selling price. Actually, I want to show you what have they been doing to capture more sales in the future.
More market share.
More market share in the future. So this is their production capacity that they have actually planned for the year 2027. So they actually projected to build about a 95 billion production capacity kind of factory size. So from there, we can actually roughly calculate how much revenue that they're gonna generate in the next 5 years. So we just need to take some of these figures from the charts. So we know that their production capacity is going to be about 95.1 billion pieces. And if you actually read through their AGMs or maybe their annual report, they actually mentioned that the utilization rate in their factory is about roughly 70 to 80%. So let's take in the middle. I just assume that they are going to make like a 75% production capacity. And then we also know that the fact that the average selling price maybe is going to be around like $30 per 1,000 pieces. It could be lower, but I'm just going to make an assumption that it's going to stay around $30 per 1,000 pieces.
And this was, in a way, pre-COVID prices as well, right?
Yes, correct. This is pre-COVID prices. So moving forward, you see this kind of price range. And then so we can roughly calculate their revenue. And this is the secret of most experienced investors do, is they calculate the TAM, the total addressable market for the business. So we can project that their revenue by 2027, they're going to roughly make about 8.91 billion ringgit. Yeah. And if you want to calculate their profit, it is also very simple. We just want to have a look at what is their average net margin. In this case, I take about for the past 10 years, it means during pre-COVID times, they actually generate about 20% net margin on average. So if we times these numbers, plus minus times this number, the net profit by 2027 they're going to make is about 1.78 billion.
Nice.
This is my own projection. And they will actually, it is actually 4 times more than their pre-COVID net profit.
Wow.
So if you can imagine, right now the share price is going back to pre-COVID times, but it doesn't really match with their financials, where they're going to make more than the pre-COVID times. So yeah, this is definitely something that is why it is so special in the glove scenes. Yeah.
Great.
That not many people actually are really looking into it.
And you should have put the 4X in blue color. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Branding purposes, right? Yeah.
So we've painted a very rosy picture on Harta, but I'm pretty sure there's some risks involved in investing in this company, right?
Yes, definitely. I'm not sure if you came across this news. You see that there's a lot of companies from different industries who doesn't make gloves start to enter into the glove scene when the hype is over there. So you see that property development company like Marsing, water engineering company like GCan, all of these companies, small companies are actually venturing into gloves. So this the reason why they can enter into the market so easily is because it's actually not that difficult to set up a glove factory. The barrier to entry is actually very low. So essentially anyone, if you have like millions of ringgit, you can actually just buy a factory and then just build your own production line and then just set it up over there. So this actually poses a very high competition for Hartalega.
I see.
Which means lesser market share will be captured by them, and also which also means less profit will be generated lah. Yeah, and the second key risk is basically their production interruption. So I'm sure that you have seen in their quarterly report, they actually mentioned this, that they cannot really ship up some of their products because of the shortage in the containers.
Yes.
Yeah, and not only that, when they have cases in their factories also, they are so forced to shut it down. Yeah, so these two are actually risks for the company because they cannot produce any gloves.
I see.
Yeah, they are forced to like shut down in a way. And last but not least, I see it is a risk for Hartalega. It is that 90% of their sales are actually export. Yeah, so which means most of the money that is generated is denominated in USD.
The sales are denominated in USD.
Yeah. So it means if let's say the USD starts to be weakened against the Malaysian ringgit, it means lesser profit will be generated lah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, in a way, John, how should we encourage or help people make a decision to, whether this is a good or bad stock?
Right. So from the financials and also the TAM that I've shared with you, basically this is my own personal opinion. So please don't take it as a buy or sell call. I personally see this company has a very bright future. Yeah, even though their average selling price are getting smashed left, right, center, and everything, but their quantity, the volume that they are producing, is actually increasing a lot. By 2027, they're going to make about 95 billion, which is 2 times more than what they are producing now, which is about 40 billion.
Yeah.
So that quantity is itself already helps them to bring in more sales, and also in turn, it's like an economies of scale. They actually can enjoy a lesser cost when their production are actually increasing. So with all that said, oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention this, is their management also. Yeah, one key thing is the management. They have been taking a very good care of their employees, and which is why their employees also love to work with them. And I think you've tell me this before. Some of the employees who worked there for 20 years is now a millionaire.
Oh yeah, yes, especially those who have gotten the ESOS.
Yeah. So with all of this good stuff that's happening in Hartalega, I mean, it is for me, it is a great company to put in your watch list.
Yeah, great. So there you have it, guys. I mean, John, thank you for presenting this case to us.
Yeah, thank you.